Come here. Live on here.
We are live. Happy
Wait.
Mental Health Awareness Week.
Is it actually?
Well, it is at University of Maryland. That's all I can say. I don't know. Ooh, I just pulled a muscle on my arm. Ciao.
I send a request.
Alrighty.
I'm about to mute you on here real quick.
Let's get them in here. Hey, y'all.
Hold on, I can't hear you yet. Yo.
Turn you down.
How
It's
we
good.
doing? What's the word? Like, feel me? Like, what's the word? We here.
We here.
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Literally trying to go live. I like pulled a muscle in my arm. It's like hurting.
You're the most unathletic person I know.
It hurts so bad.
Arm from reaching to the phone.
Yeah, like I don't know what I did.
So your arm is actually hurting.
Yeah.
That's semi-embarrassing, bro. I'm not even gonna cap.
Chill.
When's the last time you been in the gym?
I don't know.
That's embarrassing.
The last time I've been in the gym, I have no idea.
Hey, that's how I was in the gym. Shoot, it was at home. Well,
exactly. Out. So what are you talking about? How are you talking about me?
I mean, I've been in the gym though, hooping, so you gotta feel me, balance it out.
I guess.
Yeah. But
man, how you been?
You know what? It's crazy. Like this day was pretty hectic. You know, I gotta make time for this. What should I call you? I gotta make time for the squares. You know,
squares.
Yeah, CC with DP Square. The squares, like
bro. That's not going. That's not.
That's their name. That's their name. Like
no,
not all my squares. You know, I appreciate it. I had to make time for them, even though it was a long day today. Pretty hectic week. I was studying all last night. I was ready for this test today. I was actually pretty confident. I think I did pretty good. So yeah, man, I've been having a good time though.
Well, that's good. That's what's up. You know, me, it's my birthday week, so nothing matters to me but that. So
bro, it was just September like 29th, and now it's almost October 6th. Like
I know, it's crazy.
Time just shot through.
It's so crazy.
It's just like even when I sit back and think about it, it's like September actually went pretty slow, right? But it's
you think so?
Yeah, I actually think it was pretty like mellow. Like each day, I kind of saw like each day progress. Like, but like from the 20-something to now, it's like October just came straight through. Like it's already already the 3rd. Like
I know it's crazy. Well, happy Libra season. That's all that matters.
Yes, it is Libra season. A lot of things coming in October. A lot of things.
You said what?
A lot of things coming in October, just in general. I'm not talking about us, but just in general. Like see, October is a pretty hectic month. Just in general.
It is. Thanks.
Yeah.
Man. Well, let's get into it. I mean,
I feel like it's gonna be a long one. Not long, but like
it's more like informational.
Yeah, not a lot of information, but just I think things that are just important in our lives today.
For sure.
It's like sometimes people are just like things just get. This is not a pun, but things just get blown under the weather, like because people don't really notice things because it sometimes doesn't seem like it has an impact on their life in particular, but it's really affecting us all, which is like the whole big grand scheme of this,
Yeah, for sure. So, but first, do you like? So, okay, one, have you seen that they've been saying that they're trying to see if people can live on Mars? Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I actually did hear about that. But I heard about that a while ago, not recently.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to, because like I don't know if they're going to do it seriously, but they have been saying that like, because the world, they're not even calling it global warming anymore. They're calling it like global boiling. Because because like the effects on global warming has been so catastrophic that like it's beyond just global warming now.
All right, so it's gotten a lot worse. And I remember they talking about 2050, like we don't ever be able to live here no more. Like that's not that long from now. And it's crazy to think about. Probably my kids won't be able to live in the same environment as me as of now, which is just crazy to think about. Sure. And it's like, even though like we talked about climate change before, I think particularly this one is just kind of like a different loop to it. Like, it's not necessarily like, why is climate change bad, but it's more so just like the things that flare up after the fact or during the fact of as it goes along, because we know and we understand how problematic it is. But I think now for both of us, it's kind of, well, what are the other little things that
Yeah. Hey,
spark
Kiana.
up, and
Yeah,
just kind of don't really show on the big media side.
for
But
sure. No, for sure. Do you
that's what
want to like the first one that I saw that like kind of stuck out to me was that they've been saying that lately
mhm.
because of the all of the crazy rain that has been happening,
Yeah,
that like graves and like tombstones have been like
like lifting up.
sliding. Yeah, they
Oh,
like been lifting up and like sliding out of place and stuff. And people have
yeah,
been trying to pay millions of dollars to repair the different cemeteries and whatnot. But
yeah,
like it's also on some who's responsible for repairing that type of thing. So
yeah,
it's also
yeah.
very, but that's crazy. Imagine like
Yeah,
a
it's like
loved one is just like their joint just starts sliding. That's
nah, that's not
crazy.
funny. That's not funny, but it's like things like that actually are happening though.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are even the next steps to even assess that?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like that's
Cause
just
but it's just the fact of that it be these random things that has been affected by climate change. People don't really like you don't
yeah,
acknowledge it.
yeah, even the floods in New York or just all around
Mm-hmm.
the country, like higher temperatures, create higher moisture in the air and,
Yeah.
more evaporation just on the earth in general, which
Mm-hmm.
creates more downpour and the floods over even over the increase of years, it has been more rain each year. So
Yeah.
now you're seeing these weird spots of rain in the like it's in September or October of this floods coming when that wouldn't happen at this time of year in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you said, it also comes down to like unassessed and bad planning, like from the governments of these, countries and even the
Mm-hmm.
US is bad policies put in place for catastrophic events when it happens.
Yeah.
It's not good laws, good regulations and like a good what do you do after this happened in place,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so that you can be prepared. Because a
Yeah.
lot of these low income places that are near these easy access spots for these events that happens like hurricanes and floods and
Mm-hmm.
near the water or whatever, or just in the Midwest, a lot of those places don't have a high, revenue in their communities.
Yeah.
Just generally, because why would you build up a nice community in a place that can happen to, like,
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
like at that point you sit back and think like, why? Like it happens in a certain area majority of the time.
I know. Do you
In
think
a
for sure?
Yeah.
Do you think that like what do you think about people who say that climate change is like a conspiracy? Like it's not
Yeah,
a real thing.
I think people
You
like
are
that are just
you are a fellow conspiracy king over there.
I
So
am, but I think people that are so like are so demanding on that topic, like it's fake, it's not real, it
mm-hmm.
never happened. Those people that talk like that know it's happening, but are just trying
Yeah.
to put out an opinion to try to swindle the public or swindle people that they know may believe them to try to create this sense of
Yeah.
like in what ignorance just in the world.
Yeah.
Themselves, I don't think that they believe that it's actually not happening, but they know
Mm-hmm.
that their voice and their opinion weighs some type of heaviness to some people in some
Yeah.
capacity, that they will say certain things just to maybe get a reaction or just to have the like to say it's not real and then have all this evidence. That's just being naive. That
Mm-hmm.
these people are way too intelligent, in my opinion, even though they may act ignorant.
Yeah, for sure.
They understand what's going on. They went to school for all these years. Like
Yeah, they know. Okay,
they
so
know.
if you have to guess the top two place I have it written down here. It says
Mm,
the top biggest polluters in the world. What would be
mm.
your two places in the
Like
world?
their countries or cities?
Their countries.
Their countries. Okay. Top two
And
polluters. I'm
y'all
gonna
can
go.
y'all can guess too if y'all want. Y'all can guess
Okay,
too.
I'm gonna go China because they produce so much in the factories for other
Mm-hmm.
countries, and just their like shipping and things like that is just so
Mm-hmm.
much. Okay, I'm gonna go that, and then I'm gonna go India because of the population. Even though China recently just took over the highest
Population.
population, yeah, like it was India for a while,
Wow.
but China just took it over for the highest. So
Wow.
what's so we wait for people to answer first. Yeah, let them get some answers in,
Yeah, let's get some
and I'm,
answers in the
I'm
chat. Which I think are the two biggest polluters in the world.
but
So
yeah, why
places
let's
that
keep.
like
Uh,
that produce the most like
yeah,
trash, that produce the most things that harmly affect the air in the country, like
right.
they burn fossil fuels, all those different
Yeah.
climate related things.
Yeah, but while this is going on real quick, I just want to bring her some like this, like the news section of this real quick. Like,
yeah, for sure.
It's all in September too, which is crazy to me. All this happened in September. This was probably like 2 weeks ago. And like in Morocco, it was that bad earthquake that was 11 miles long. 50,000 homes were damaged. Many people were displaced. And, it's crazy. A lot of the homes are actually made out of mud bricks, so they're not even made with like true infrastructure.
Yeah.
Actual buildings that can withstand those type of events.
Yeah.
Things are going to collapse when it's made out of mud and bricks. Like, that's obvious. And it was 2,900 deaths, 5,600 injuries in total.
Dang.
And you just got to think about people that are displaced out of their homes. Like, where do they go? You can be moved to somewhere else, but then at the end of the day, it's like those people that are in those areas then will complain to their government about food insecurities,
all
no place to live. They don't want new people in their communities. So it's like, what are the actions? And I want to hear what you guys say too, and then we can get to the what the answer is. I want to hear what you have to say about, like, what are some things that be in place to like smoothen the bumps in the rugs out for these certain countries.
And you mean like after stuff like this has happened?
Yeah, like what are things that could be put in place?
I feel like it's hard for one because, like, I think something similar to what you mentioned just now is like the huge factor to it is going to be the power of infrastructure. So I feel that most of these places need to find funding to have better infrastructure. Like they talked about that in New York, how a lot of these are like super old apartments, super old like roadways and highways. You hear that even like when we hear random bridges collapsing, like they need to put more investment into better infrastructure. I don't know about like other countries because, like you said, that might just be the culture of having houses that are made out of mud and stuff. So I don't know like how that could change. And of course, this is something that would cost so much money. But I think that's like the main thing. Because what are you going to do if you're on an island like Jamaica, for instance, and if climate change affects that? It's not like they can not live on an island. Like if the sea levels continue to rise and they get flood, like and the island continues to submerge, like what they supposed to do? How do you solve that?
How do you assess that?
Yeah, so it's hard depending on where it is. But of course, I feel that some of the stuff is irreversible. I don't think they're going to be able to ever like stop people from producing the amount of trash they produce and buying the amount of stuff they do. I mean, people getting Shein packages every day. Like it's just
it's $1 for 3 fits. Like
so you're never going to stop people from their behavior. So I don't know if it's more solutions with trying to fix like the stuff that doesn't have to do with humans, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like, I don't know if you start with infrastructure first, because I don't think we'll be able to change people's behaviors. Because, like, as far as I paused because my limit. But as far as like selling like paper straws and all that, like, are these real solutions? It's just, you know what I mean? So I don't know if we can really rely on humans to be the changing drive to like solving this.
Wait, you might have turned me down again. But I want to ask you, like, you had a little thing where you said like the where do they go type of thing, and there I don't know if you ever heard of this, but people have been trying to go for like relocated communities and spots that are highly susceptible to like those events. So how do you feel if a whole new community moved in a block from you, like just randomly, because these things they were needed to get out? Like a lot of people wouldn't accept that.
I mean, are you just saying different people like they're a different culture from me or something? Because who's to say I care about the neighbors I have right now? Like,
let's say they're from Kansas and they moved to DC because they need to.
That wouldn't bother me at all. Like,
some people wouldn't like that because they
I know
feel that they would take certain things away from them.
I don't look at it like that. But like, I guess I could see how that could come across, but I don't look at it like that. I think some people have an issue with it because, like, at least in other countries, or even here, honestly, they'd be like, oh, this person doesn't have this, they're not the same religion as me, or they don't have the same like cultural values and all these different things. Like, you know how when they be mad that like people in like African countries want to or Syria or something, they try to like go to Germany or they try to go to Greece or something like that, and they be so mad. They be like, why are they accepting all of these refugees and all that? You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's like a cultural, it's like racial thing, or if it's like a.
Well, I got something on you real quick.
Okay.
Side note, Oh, we gotta get to your answers.
Okay, the answers real quick was U.S. and China. So I saw Kiana said that. So period.
U.S. and China. Okay, so she got it right. Only person.
Yeah, it was the U.S. and China.
Okay, but this
I'm
was gonna
surprised you
say.
didn't think the U.S. But go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't. I
Because
was.
they say we create more trash here than like countries that have more people than we have. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like one
yeah,
household here creates way more trash than like another place.
yeah. That's believable.
Yeah.
Especially with all those landfills. But I want to ask you. You said that you wouldn't care about new people moving in, but this is not even about this. But thoughts on gentrification? Like you're an adamant hater on that. You're talking about some you wouldn't.
Yes, that's
You wouldn't care
different.
about. I don't see how.
Okay, this is the problem I have with it. If new people could move into a neighborhood without destroying either the current culture there or the current my problem with gentrification is that they only improve resources because they know white people are trying to move in. That's the problem I have with it. It's not on some like, oh, we're just trying to make this a better community for everybody. It's, oh, we're trying to attract this specific population because they think they have, well, usually they have more income. They can bring more money to the city. They can they'll pay for houses that are $800,000. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel that when a mayor or whoever wants to only improve a area solely because of a certain race or like perceived demographic, that's where I have a problem with it. I don't care if you make a better school or a better playground or a better like Whole Foods if the intention was to always have that for people. But if you want to start doing that when certain people move here, that's my issue. So if new people moved here and it had nothing to do with y'all trying to erase go-go and all of this extra stuff, then I wouldn't have no problem with it.
Let's talk about it. No cap.
Like it's not, yeah, like I don't appreciate that. Like literally, we've been having the same old grocery stores for years and they didn't change it until white people started moving here. Now you got 5 Whole Foods in 5 blocks. Like that's ridiculous. Or you do housing that most people of color can afford. So you're purposefully trying to run people out.
So another question. I don't know how true this is, but if people were to like they would rebuild those communities near those highly places that can be attacked by these things, they would definitely up the price on the locations. And most likely the people that lived there before will probably be run out of the areas. So what would that create? Isn't that like the same system that's happening? Because if they have to rebuild and restructure these cities or places that, come from, hurricanes and floods and all this stuff, it'll be the same thing as what's happening now, basically.
Yeah, it would for sure. But then you would have to like get down to what's the goal in my mind? Because it's like, okay, is the goal to repair a community that's already been here, or is the goal to just like create a new place for whoever wants to live there? You know what I'm trying to say? Because you should genuinely just want to rebuild the area because of what happened to them, whether it was like a hurricane or a flood or whatever.
Yeah.
You have places like New Orleans who still haven't recovered from a hurricane in like 2005.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I just feel that more needs to be done to actually try to improve people's living situations. But I don't know. Do you think that hey, Street Prophet TV, do you think that, because they have some solutions, like the U.S. has been trying and the world has been trying to create some sort of solutions for this, but do you think it's capped? Because one is like, for instance, it's like they say some solutions have trade-offs, meaning even if you try to improve one thing, it's going to be a negative. Electric vehicles that's supposed to help out with, less like gas and
fossil fuels
and stuff. But then you have to use what they say, like certain mining metals in order to create the batteries in a car, which is still like a issue for or like how they said with deforestation, like say you want to save the trees, but then you have less space to like grow plants and have agriculture for farmers. Like it's always, you can never like,
nothing will ever be satisfied.
Yeah, it's like one thing you're gonna have to give up one thing to get another. Or they say like even paper straws, is that really creating more trash? I say yes. I don't think that's doing anything. Like
the paper straws.
Yeah, or trying to have like less plastic. I feel like it's still trash, and it might compost, but people don't even know how to compost.
True.
So I'm just saying, like, what's the real? The gentrification for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, Nothing. It's like nothing satisfies.
Yeah.
You know what I see it as. If it's a percentage less than what we were doing before, I
It's
say
an
do that.
improvement.
It's an
Yeah.
improvement
Yeah.
because right now at the pace we're going, it looks like we're jumping off the cliff at full
Yeah.
force.
They
So it's
say in
like
a decade. They say in
yes,
a decade,
that's what I'm
like
saying. It's like if anything can be put in place to at least have some type of effect, but people don't listen. Like you said, people's behavioral aspects don't change in their life. They've been doing something for 50 plus years. You try
yeah,
to hand them something new, they're gonna try to smack it out your hand.
I know.
Like people do not accept things until it directly affects them.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what's going on, only if they see their kid going through it or somebody that they
Yeah.
love going through it. That's the only time they want to change.
But
No,
okay, do you think that like but see the stuff of like climate change, it is affecting us though. But
yeah,
people I think that people just like, oh, it's just another bad storm, or like,
mhm,
oh, I don't know.
yeah,
Like, oh, it's just hot this summer randomly. Not
yeah,
random. Like, it's hotter, but you're not really taking into consideration what that actually means. You know what I'm trying to say?
yeah.
So I feel like it is affecting us, but I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I noticed about human nature though? This is a double sign note. People only care about things when it visibly affects.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I noticed this with drugs and alcohol. People only do certain drugs that don't show physical effects directly.
Yeah,
Like people would rather do something even though they know it's bad for them, but they
yeah.
can't see it on a day to day.
That's what they said about COVID. It's like you couldn't tell when someone had COVID. So people
Okay,
didn't really care if they had
exactly.
COVID,
That's
or
a
like with the monkeypox, people they didn't want monkeypox because
exactly
like
that's a
you
great
could tell you
example.
had monkeypox.
Yes, that's a great example. And
Which what happened to monkeypox?
yeah, I don't even know. It just that was over very quick. But like you said, with the climate stuff, people will not take account for these things because it
Mm-hmm.
is not directly being shown to you in your face. It's only happening, you know, it's weird to explain it like this, but like in
Yeah.
the sky or in places that you don't see every day because our cities are so built up. Like even air
Mm-hmm.
pollution, you can barely really see. Or
Mm-hmm.
just, the effects of trash in landfills or in the ocean, you don't really see that every day. So you're not really
Yeah.
taking into account what's happening. But
Yeah.
if we were placed in places that were directly hit by these things, people would want to change immediately. If people couldn't go
Yeah.
on their morning jog because it was trash in front of them, they would not. They would be so upset. But it's in the ocean and fish are choking. It's like who cares,
Yeah.
So
Would
it's like,
you?
mhm,
Okay, and this could be for everybody too, like who in the chat,
yeah,
whatever. Would you live on Mars if they said, let's just say if like tomorrow on the news they were like, the world is ending in a year. You
yeah,
can live on Mars, but there's no guarantee that you would live.
come
There's no
back.
guarantee that like it'll work out the way you think it's gonna work out. Like, will you take that chance, or will you just like live your last days
Mm.
on Earth?
Like you had, let's say they had 4 years left on Earth,
Okay. Yeah.
and you could go to Mars now.
Yes.
Would you go now, or would you just live your 4 years left on Earth? That's a tough
Right.
question.
That's basically the question I'm asking. Yeah.
That's a tough question. Well, you answer it. I don't know. Like
Um,
I probably just live my
I
days
think
out.
I'm gonna live my days. I think I'm gonna just live my last days here.
Yeah,
But I'll probably
because
leave the US or something and just ball out somewhere.
yeah, it's just crazy because the first of all, if that was a worldly known thing and everyone knew that was about to happen, it'd be just chaos.
Oh
Like,
my gosh, it would
bro.
be insanity.
But that's the better question. Let's just say only you knew. Like
Mm,
you and like a few other higher ups knew, and they
okay.
asked you, you can leave with your family or you can just stay here and live. Like, what would you really do though? Like, you would leave. You would leave for sure. You would leave for sure.
Why do you think I'm gonna leave?
Like you would. You don't want to die in 4 years. You would leave.
I watch a lot of Rick and Morty, so my faith,
I
my
think you
faith
say
in
that
other.
every episode. Like that. That's your your science,
That's
Rick
my
and
science.
Morty.
So I feel that there are a lot of other universes here that's livable. So
Mm,
I take my chances. I don't try. I no, seriously, I wouldn't. I just had to. I just had to.
dug it out.
Yeah, I don't know about that because I don't want to go on nobody's rocket ship to go nowhere.
So that it's not even the actual places actually get on the rocket ship. That's
Because what if,
crazy.
what if it takes like a month?
No, it's gonna take forever, but
Yeah,
it'll be worth it to live.
yeah,
But I see another. That's not even a conspiracy technically, but I
yeah.
got a question for you.
Hmm.
What do you think about the government allowing these natural disasters to happen to get up that insurance money after? What do you think
Is
about
that a
that?
thing? Like that's a thing in places?
Well, I know that places like governments and places, they have to go to the front lines to pay for things, and it comes out like the federal, payments and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
for these lower income countries, when they get all these payments from other countries like the United Nations and stuff, like, do you think that's a swindle or they actually care?
I don't know, cause like every time that money's gone to somewhere, we don't never see the
That's what I'm
benefits.
saying. Like,
You'd be like,
what the Red Cross doing for
right?
real?
Was like, what is Red Cross really doing out here in these streets? I mean, no, that's a
Nah.
good. Like, I don't know because
Yeah,
it'd be some lot of like crooked, wicked stuff happening out here
facts.
where these people who run these countries just collecting money and they like, hey,
Exactly.
it is
Just
what it
getting
is.
over on
Yeah,
people
I don't really
and
know. I
people's
mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I do think people don't do their due diligence. Like you know how in Hawaii when they kept saying that the guy, I don't know if he's like a senator or whatever. I don't know what he is, but what did they say? Us like you owe us. Nothing's free. Yeah, yeah. The U.S. would say that. Yeah, definitely. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be free. It wouldn't be free at all if that took place. But what else? Oh yeah. Then the thing with Hawaii, they were like, remember it was like that.
Fires?
No, it was like a yeah, the fire, yeah, the Maui fires. And
Yeah.
they were saying how they could have sent a warning hours earlier to give people enough time to evacuate
Oh.
before it actually took place. I'm saying all that to say I do feel like countries and state and like whatever they're not doing their due diligence to
Yeah,
make sure
not
that
at
they keep
all.
their people safe. They're just like hoping stuff don't happen or hoping that
Yeah, like people aren't spending money on time to prepare. And
exactly,
it's like a system of like underinvestment on these things.
exactly
And then when they happen, it's like, oh my gosh, this happened. We're not prepared. Well, you didn't put no
right.
money into it.
I
People
think
expect it.
I feel like that's a U.S. thing in general. Everything is nothing's preventative. Everything is like after the fact.
After
Like
the fact.
they don't want to make sure we eat healthy. They just want to help you, like make you pay for diabetes. You know, like your diabetes medication or what. Like no one,
Right.
they're not trying to like prevent stuff from happening. They just
Uh-huh.
you get to that point, then they want to be like, oh dang, that sucks,
Right. Right.
which is crazy.
And everything then always gets blamed on the person.
Right.
When you know that as a person you're affected by the things that you are around. Like
Exactly.
everybody can have their own will and their own mind, but at the end of the day, what's around you is going to influence you.
Influence
And
it
they
for
be
sure.
pushing all this BS into your body. And then when it's time when you are a BS body build, now they want to make you do all this extra stuff. And
Exactly.
like I know it's up to the person, to stay healthy and whatever, but
But
it's also a
it's
fact that
hard.
things are being pushed to people,
Mm-hmm.
even not even just food, just content, media, and then they wonder
Everything.
why people are acting this way, and they're like, "No, that's on your parents. No, that's on the school you went to. That's
Right.
on this." No,
Exactly. No,
no,
100%.
bro, no, that's not how it works.
No, 100%. And okay,
Yeah,
do you think it's a hypocritical? I feel like I'm a hypocrite when it comes to this.
mhm.
That yes, we're talking about all these things, excuse me, but I don't
No, you're
think I'm
gonna
doing
change.
anything to help.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah. So like what like are we like what are we really doing, you know?
I mean, we talking about it. That's
Yeah. It's because I feel like I'm educating myself
yeah,
through this and thinking about
yeah.
it more and deeper and stuff. But I
It's
always say
definitely
this, but I
things.
remember being in middle school and my middle school teacher literally saying we have to
Yeah,
help like the world is
yeah.
not in a good place. And that was in middle school. So imagine how it could be
That's
now. It's
facts.
great. I don't even want to know how bad the climate change stuff is now.
Yeah, people have been saying that forever. That 2050 stuff, they was shoving that down like it was
Yeah. Telling us
every
that
day in
all the
science
time. Yeah.
class,
And that's
literally.
only in like 30. I mean, that's only what? That's that. Yeah, like 30 years.
27.
Yeah.
So it's coming up, and I wonder when that day. You know how people was like, this is I'm getting so off topic, but the 2012 when people said the world was gonna
Oh
end,
yeah.
like people only cared until 2012 when they said the world was gonna end. Every year before that, nobody cared. So
Nope.
until 2050,
There's
then
not gonna
people
be any. I know.
exactly. So
I
until
don't
the
know, man.
day that people will see the effects when people houses getting blown over every week, say, let me stop trolling. But people won't care until it actually happens.
Mm-mm. Nope, for sure. Nah, I 100%
So
agree. It's crazy out here.
yeah, it
It's
is crazy.
crazy. Oh no, not
It is
you.
crazy though. It's just a lot of things going on
Yeah.
currently. I'm hopefully people got a little bit educated about this. Just
read
your daily newspaper or something, you know?
Right. Not the newspaper.
That newspaper.
But not for sure. Do you got any last little things you want to mention about this topic, or just
I gotta no last few things on this topic. Oh well, I guess I can say this last thing. 10 people in China died from 2 tornadoes 2 weeks ago. I just want to say that it's just crazy because tornadoes rarely happen in China, so that was just another implication of high temperatures around the world. That's the last thing I'll say. Shout out though. It's birthday, October 6th. If you got a present, Cash App, Zelle,
facts. Cash App me D1006.
Hit her up, no rap cap.
Or Apple Pay. You know my number.
Turning 31 on the 6th. Oh.
26.
26.
It's on crazy. The 6th. But nah, I had nothing to play. Oh, it's Mental Health Awareness Week at University of Maryland. I don't know if it's a national thing, but at our school, at the school for sure. So shout out to
it's not going on here.
Mental health. Huh?
It's not going on here. It must be there.
Okay, so shout out to not shout out, but take care of yourself today. But yeah, it's up. So we love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Cultivating Conversations with DP Squared.
Episode.
We're gonna have some guests coming up. So just stay tuned.
Episode 66. No, I'm trolling.
I don't know what number.
Probably like 50 something.
Yeah. But all right, y'all. We love y'all, and we see y'all. Peace.